Oh, yeah, yeah, I know. Dogs are good at that. Dogs are good at being very frustrating. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, what do you call it? The YouTube channel that I like that got deleted, they put up their final goodbye video. Yeah, so they're gonna go off and do like, I guess they're gonna do Patreon. I'm kind of shocked that they didn't decide to go like Rumble or Twitch or like some other platform. You know what I mean? So I'm surprised they decided to go Patreon. Um, I don't think that that's a very smart business decision. Just from the perspective of like you don't get new viewers on things like Patreon. You know what I mean? Like you don't get random new viewers. Yeah, exactly. Or anything. Yeah, Live Link or whatever other platforms there are. Yeah, and then what was it? Somebody pointed out that like these people who don't post anything that like they kind of ride the line a little bit. You know what I mean? Like as far as like there's some stuff that's a little risque, but nothing like like Amaranth or any of that kind of shit. Like those kind of fucking cunts that are putting up like porn, essentially like porn for fucking teenagers, which is real fucking gross. But all right, it's totally cool. But they're like, Sniper Wolf is allowed to stay on the platform, but they're kicking these people off for having like, and it was all over like videos that were posted years ago. So it's not even like current stuff. It's like they literally just got dinged for like a bunch of random shit that they posted like 2 or 3 years ago. But they've been riding that line for a while. Like they'd get striked and then get back, and then get striked and then get back, and then get striked and then get back. But yeah, too frequently. And they just got taken off altogether. And it's like I wish them the best, but at the same time, like you kind of knew what was coming down the line. You got to be. Yeah, exactly. There should have been a plan B after the first time your channel got taken down and then restored. You know what I mean? I mean, there should have been a plan B before that, but that would have definitely been should have been like a catalyst to be like, all right, we better get a website up, make a platform we can distribute our content on without any sort of because that would have been, I think, the smartest way to go is to get their own website and then just mirror post on all the platforms that they can. You know what I mean? Like start posting on Rumble, start posting on all the other ones, and just post your videos, even if you're not going to interact with like the fucking chats or you're not going to respond to comments or whatever. You're still going to establish like an audience base on these other platforms, and you're already making the videos, so there's no reason not to. And then they'd had a backup and say, all right, well YouTube's shutting us down, so we're just going to go to Rumble because like we already have everybody over there. And it would have been much smarter. But one of the few things I think Red versus Blue did that was really, really intelligent that a lot of platforms don't, which is really weird, is make their own website. Like where you can host everything you want, like all your regular content is on your own website, along with like merchandise and like if you want to join Patreon or whatever kind of weird, thing they have for like subscription based content. Yep. It's a shame. Now they'll have to go do OnlyFans or something sooner or later, or just get regular jobs. Probably just get regular jobs. I don't think they'll do OnlyFans. I kind of hope they don't. It seems to be like the fucking backup for everybody though these days. If I'm not like, am I wrong? It seems like it's sort of like everybody's ready to go out and do like fucking celebrities. Yeah, like well, yeah, mostly women. Yeah, I would assume it would be him and his girlfriend. Like they're not married, but they've been together for like fucking 10 years or something. So might as well be. Yeah, yeah, I watch some of that stuff. It's like an Irish guy I watch. I don't know the name of any of the channels I watch, honestly. Let me, I've seen one Rotten Mango video, one. Yeah, well, they're aiming for that free boost of views because they're a woman. Like you just get an automatic like subscriber base of a few thousand if you're a girl. Like it doesn't matter what you do. Uh, I'm not. Well, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at your channel right now, like so I can see your face, like right up on my screen. I don't need a picture if you posted one. Um, I just did a quick search because I was like, I'll just do a little Rotten Mango search. She doesn't look ugly to me, but she's certainly not like super attractive, like 5'6" range. But then again, to be fair, I'm really not a good person to ask because like a lot of what makes someone attractive or unattractive to me is what kind of person they are. Like genuinely, it really does affect how I view them. Like I will see people that are really awesome as way more attractive, and people that are really like not awesome as just way less attractive, regardless of what like the standard beauty is. So I don't know. It's weird. Is Rotten Mango a terrible person? Oh, okay. Because the second you put a female face on the thumbnail, you're going to get at least a few thousand viewers guaranteed for free. Like you almost, unless your content is genuinely awful. If it's just like bare minimum standards for like, oh, okay, that was a decently made video. Like if if you have a female face on that thumbnail, there is just a huge chance, a much higher percentage chance that you're going to get like clicks. It's bizarre. It's stupid, but it's just the way it is. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah. Uh, the video I watched seemed like it was all right, but like I wasn't really paying attention to the visual part because when I watch the crime videos, I just listen to them and then I play like video games and shit. Because it's like it's the story is what you're there for. The visual stuff really is kind of pointless. You don't need it. Like it might as well be a radio show. Oh no. Is that like not normal? They don't normally Yeah, I don't pay attention to the sub counts on a lot of these channels, to be fair. So I don't know. Man, everybody is making fare of the woke fucking breakdancer that got put in there because she's a girl. Like, her whole career is basically just the fact that she's like a fucking wokey, and then everybody's like, oh my god, a girl doing breakdancing. So brave. And it's like she's dog shit at it, so it's like, why does anybody fucking want her there? Like, it's just weird. It's no, I think people genuinely hate her though, and fairly. She took a position in the Olympics that somebody with talent could have gotten, and she took it because she just vagina. Yeah, it's like, so she cheated away, and of course people hate her. It's a natural response to hate people that are shitty like that. Oh, boo hoo. Oh yeah, yeah. Her whole career is essentially just has just been handed to her because she's a little wokey white girl doing, black dance. Ooh. It's fucking dumb, and it's disgusting, and that's why people are mad, and it's very justifiable. It's like the fucking, what was that dude that did the ski jump thing? Like you posted a thing about the guy. Yeah. There's that guy. There's been a couple of other people. There was a British lady that did some skiing stuff. Yeah. I get it. I understand, but at the same time, I can see people being mad because better that they not send anybody instead of like costing the money, like taxpayer money to go over there and fucking get a free ride to the Olympics and shit when you're not really capable of competing. But honestly, like, I don't really care. Like, me personally, I don't care. I'm just saying I understand why people would be upset. So like, just to clarify, like, yeah. Yeah, me personally, I think it's a fucking clever dodge. Like, fuck yeah, dude, go for it. But, like, they're not sending anybody, fucking hell yeah, go. But I can understand why the other people would be mad. Like, it's fair to be upset if you want to be about this, something like that. Yeah. 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 And then after a while, people are like, wait a minute, not only do you really suck at this, but you took somebody else's fucking spot. Like, what the fuck? Like, how did you get that? I don't see anything wrong with breakdancing. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, it makes sense to me. It's very athletic. Like the fucking spinning on their heads and flipping around on their backs and shit. Like, it's not like it's fucking dumb looking or something. It's cool looking. They're fucking working their asses off. You have to be a very dedicated like person to do it well. Oh yeah, it's strange because when we were kids, like, that was just shit that fucking kids on the corner did with some cardboard, like for fun because they were bored and didn't have anything else to do. It's like skating, like skateboarding and stuff. I don't know if skateboarding is Olympics or not, but like, when I was a kid, when skateboarding first started, it was just sort of like, whatever, like no big deal. And like now there's all these fucking contests, there's X Games, like there's just a fucking ton of shit that goes on around like fucking skating and shit. So yeah, snowboarding is definitely in the Olympics. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I don't know if skateboarding did or not, but like I could understand if it made it in there. Like breakdancing makes sense. Um, there's frankly, I don't know if there's a lot of various different kinds of dancing, but there's a ton of different styles of dancing that I would say would be more than reasonable if they were in what do you call it? We're in the Olympic sports. Yeah, like that would make perfect sense. But yeah, like whatever. Like I mean, it's kind of lame. I think it's bullshit that she got in there at all. Like that was just nonsense, and I understand people being mad at that for sure. Yeah, less so mad with the people that got in like the various different skiing or whatever events where no one was gonna be there. But you know, I like the fucking Turkish dude who's like all casual with his fucking gun and shit. That guy was pretty cool. He's pretty gangster. Uh, see, the part that made it work is the fact that he came away with like a big medal out of this whole thing. Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's if you think about it, there's people have been shooting guns accurately for fucking a long time without having to do fancy equipment and shit. So it's not like the only way you can shoot is with that fucking dumb gear. Let's see. Oh, so my mom went to the hospital earlier. Uh, she was on her way to her sister's to go hang out, and she's like really bad stomach pain and stuff. So she went to the hospital instead, and it turned out to be diverticulitis, which is not fun, but nothing like super duper serial. Like she's not gonna fucking like. Essentially, like you have to be really careful what you eat, kind of like colonitis, I think it is, or what's the one where you like shit all the time for no reason, like irritable bowel syndrome stuff. Like it's kind of similar on that sort of. Yeah, yeah, like you have to be super careful about what you eat so you don't get sick from it. Essentially, so like no like like berries have the little tiny seeds in them and shit. So like you can't eat like berries and stuff because the little seeds get fucking in there and cause issues. So there's that. No. Once you figured out it wasn't like life threatening, you were like, "Fuck it, I can ignore it." What was that? Is that the plan? Oh Jesus! And I don't know that the diverticulitis is that bad, but I do foresee it being an issue of like we're gonna have to start like not cooking certain things or altering recipes. Well, you can actually recover because it is like an inflammation, so eventually it can go away as long as you do like everything you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like stay away from like berries and anything with like small seeds and shit. Well, as long as it's nothing like fucking serious or life threatening, right? I mean, like, hell yeah, it's like. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still funny though. Oh yeah, the whole thing was hilarious because it was like somewhere, uh, some fucking guy who ships drugs is dead now. You know what I mean? Like they were like, Pedro, where the fuck did you send our fucking meth, Pedro? And Pedro's like, oh shit, I sent it to the place. Oh no, don't put a bullet in my head. You know, like fucking. That was all she wrote. Like that happened. I believe somebody sent it to them. Like they received it as a package. Oh yeah. That's why I think it was. I think it got mailed to the wrong place. What gets me is like, I guarantee the meth doesn't look or taste like candy. So how did that even get in anyone's mouth? Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, that sucks. Wow. That would be terrifying. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. The real question though is Satan and Satire moving to New Zealand soon? Is Satan and Satire moving to New Zealand soon to open up like a charity to get like donations from? He's like, if people are just gonna send me giant fucking things of meth, I'm fucking in. Like free meth, goddamn, sign me up. Because even if you didn't want to smoke it, it's like you can still sell it. Yeah, it's not like people are gonna not do meth just because, like, you tell them not to. Like, that just didn't really work. Nope. Put it on Craigslist. I was trying to fucking picture that ad. The meth candy ad on Craigslist. Oh my god. Well, I like Craigslist ads just in general are kind of funny. Like, just it's a general thing, they're very amusing. Like if you've seen the personal ads, I'm sure. I think my absolute favorite one is, I don't remember who I was talking with when we read it, but there was a personals ad in Los Angeles. And the personal ad was you driving around in the Walmart parking lot trying to find me. Me sitting in my car in the Walmart parking lot watching you while I'm masturbating. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, goddamn fucking crazy fucking freaks. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I would not be looking for that. That's not something I want to see. You know, fucking, it's Los Angeles. The depravity knows no fucking bounds, man. Yep, just somebody to watch you fucking masturbate in Walmart parking lot. I just like the fact that it was also a Walmart too. It was just like fucking perfect. It was just like not only is this weird fucking dumb depravity like just randomly on fucking Los Angeles fucking Craigslist, but it's also in the Walmart parking lot, which just makes it so much more creepy and disturbing and funny. Oh man. Oh, so you said you gotta like roll out of here a little early because your kid's coming down to deal with the dog. Oh, right on. Oh yeah. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. We can always call it early if we have to or whatever. Like it's not like the end of the world. Yep. That was my thought. Nah, I don't think so. There was a fucking crazy, just to, changing the topic here a little, there was a crazy fucking story from that Steve Leto guy, the one who does all the lawyer shit, where the fucking, there was a field trip, a high school field trip going through like a courtroom, right? And one of the girls apparently kept falling asleep, and this angered the judge because, he's apparently fucking 12. And can't handle like dealing with fucking children because I fucking hate kids, but Jesus fucking Christ, they're teenagers. Of course they're fucking obnoxious. Like that's what they do. It's like, what did you think, dude? But this poor girl, he had her put in handcuffs and had her, she made her get into like a prison uniform and shit. She was falling asleep because during like whatever it was that they were doing in the courtroom as like part of the high school field trip. Like they were just there to like see how the courts worked and everything. Yeah. And he did that. She was just falling asleep. And he just decided to have her put in handcuffs and make her get into a prison outfit. I'm hoping eventually, because it just happened, so I would assume eventually, if not sooner or later, there's going to be consequences. Yeah, imagine you sign your 16-year-old over to the teacher for the day to go hang out and fucking learn about how the court system works, and this fucking psycho judge is like, oh, like, you're all fucking, putting her in handcuffs and shit. Yeah. That was the part that got me, was like, she's a teenager. Who gives a shit? Like, honestly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like Steve Leto's point. I love Steve Leto's point that he made. He was like, if I were a judge in a courtroom, and I had to a class coming in for a field trip, and they were falling asleep, I would think it was my fault and that I was boring, and that I needed to change how I was doing things to be more interesting and more entertaining and more engaging for them when they come in. Oh yeah, there's any number of things you could have done that would have been fucking funny. You know what I mean? And perfectly acceptable. Like, I'm not saying that there has to be zero consequences for the high school kid falling asleep. You should fuck with them a little bit, for sure. But it was just one of those things where it's like, how fucking petty are you as a judge that, like, she needs to be like awake the entire time, or you're gonna fucking throw her in jail? Like, his attempt at like an excuse. Oh yeah. Well, he clearly, he should definitely be pulled off of the fucking bench. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain situations which you gotta say when you look at that and be like, yeah, that person shouldn't be a judge anymore. That's scary. No. The fucking judge? It's Glutton Wrestle. That's hilarious. That's one of those things. Judgeship should only last for a certain amount of time. Like, I don't think anybody should be a judge for more than 10 years for their entire career. You know what I mean? Any level of judge, I think, is you can only hold that position for 10 years. And there should be grounds to have judges removed when they've been proven to be partial. Hmm? I think there's a big danger zone whenever it gets into the concept of interpreting the law. I don't think you should ever be interpreting. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like a left-wing thing. It's like this left-wing thing of whenever the laws don't agree with what you want, you just pretend that they do and make up bullshit to justify it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Binger should never have been allowed to continue being a district attorney after that. The concept that it was being well known, yeah. Yeah, likely, sadly. Yeah, it would genuinely be difficult to come up with a better case of self-defense than like being on the ground and somebody's coming up to shoot and murder you. Wasn't one of the guys... So one of the guys was coming up with a skateboard to hit him, and then there was another guy that was coming up with a fucking pistol to kill him. Right? Because he shot one guy's hand off. He killed one guy, and then he shot the other guy's hand off. Oh, yeah, his arm. That's right. Yeah, his arm. My bad. But it was one of those things where it's like... Oh, what do you call it? The video should have been all you needed. Like, just watching the video one time is enough for you to be like, oh, self-defense, and there should never have been a trial. Like, the concept that Rittenhouse was put on trial at all was absolutely absurd. It's like, what he was doing was perfectly legal. He was not violating any laws. The gun was legal. He was engaged in legal activity. No real questioning any of that. Like, that's all 100% like demonstrated from the video. Like, he's even going and like putting out fires and shit. You know, like he's not, and providing medical aid to everybody. Like, he's not even like getting out there and doing like weird politically biased shit. And I'm sure like you've heard enough from Rittenhouse, and I know I've heard enough to know that he's pretty left wing actually. Which is the irony. It's like, he's just not totally left-wing. But he does the whole fucking pronouns bullshit and all that other nonsense that's all made up. Yeah. Probably not anymore. I would imagine at this point, yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's fucking sad. Yeah, I hate to be that guy, but you gotta be pretty fucking dumb to fucking draw water from that well as like after that. No, I think you're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. Let's see. What is it? What else is there? I had some other fun shit in there. High schooler dismembers 8-year-old girl and gifts body parts to lover. Wow. That's the video you posted from Rotten Mango, homie. That's fucking dark. I'm just reading the title. I have no idea what's in the video. That's fucking dark. So we talked about the meth thing. Oh, the dentist's thing. Did you see the fucking dentist's thing? Yeah, they're pretending to be like, veneer technicians or something like that, and they're putting in like veneers for like a couple of $1,000s that would cost a whole lot more if you were getting them from like a real dentist, and they're just super gluing shit from like Temu that they bought for $20 online onto people's fucking teeth. It sounds like they're just fucking super gluing random fucking shit on people's mouths. But that thing killed me. Like, I was just like, I have zero sympathy for the victims. The veneer fairy, dental daddy. Like, if you're going to somebody named the fucking veneer fairy or dental daddy, I'm sorry, you deserve what you get, man. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking dumb motherfucker, and you deserve to end up with the fucking One lady pulled her own teeth out of her fucking mouth. Because it hurt so bad, whatever the fucking veneer fairy did to her fucking mouth, whatever she did, it was so painful that this dumb bitch, instead of going to another dentist or a doctor or any other fucking medical person, I don't know, a fucking vet, yanked her own fucking teeth out of her own fucking head. Like, you gotta be dumb as a fucking rock to think that's your best choice. I mean, you'd have to be an absolute moron to think that, like, because these people are offering, like, the service for probably a quarter of what you would normally pay. Like 25%. So, you gotta know, if it's normally, like, $15K for a fucking set of veneers or whatever, and you're getting charged $3.5K, that this is clearly some dodgy shit. And this is not a real dentist. Because there's no way a real dentist is gonna do that for that cheap. Yeah, I always look. Yeah, I always look for like reviews if I can find them, because it's usually pretty easy to tell fake reviews from real reviews. You because the fake reviews are all gonna have like the same sort of theme. It's gonna be really blatant and obvious. And so if a dentist has like a bunch of fake reviews or a bunch of bad reviews, I'll go somewhere else. If they've got genuine reviews that are good, that's the one you want to pick. And usually the dentist that you want is the one that's hard to get into. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a while to get into their list or whatever. And it's usually worth it because they do better work and you don't have to, like, have it all fucking redone again in, like, 2 years, you know? Yeah. It's like the difference between the place I went that was recommended by my dental provider and the dental surgeon I went to get my teeth removed when the fucking my wisdom tooth impacted a molar and broke it in half. Like, it was decaying and broken in half, like the wisdom tooth, and so it was extremely painful, and I got an abscess, so I couldn't even open my mouth more than like enough to barely get a spoonful of soup in once in a while. And so I lived off of soup and cottage cheese for like a week, because the first dentist was like, "Oh yeah, just take some ibuprofen." They didn't even give me like real pain meds. Which was insane. Because I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital the day after the first dentist, right? And the hospital was like, "Holy shit, you're running a horribly high fever. You've clearly got a massive, terrible infection in the side of your face." And this guy was calling facial surgeons and being like, "Hey, look, can you come take this fucking tooth out? Or at least lance this thing?" Like, and facial surgeons do not do dentistry. Like you will not get dental work done in a regular hospital, ever. They do not fuck with it. It's totally different. You have to be trained differently. They do not fuck with it. But this dude was desperately trying, which says how bad a situation I was in. Luckily, the incredible antibiotics they gave me, they gave me some hardcore antibiotics that were like $300. For like a couple of pills, and on top of that there was another set of antibiotics they gave me that were like injections, like massive injections in my ass, because they were like, and they gave me a bunch of fucking Percocet. The first dentist, if I'd had any idea of like what how obviously they had malpracticed in that situation, I would have. I can't go back and do it now, but yeah, no, it would have been like a really good point. The dental surgeon I went into scheduled me for like the next day after that, because my mom was like, oh, I found this dental surgeon that's actually like a reputable place, and we went in there and he was like, holy shit, well, we'll get you in tomorrow because this needs to come out now. It's really dangerous to leave this in there. And they got me in like really fast and got it all done, and it was like fine within a few days afterwards. But it was one of those things where like, holy shit, that could have been really fucking bad. Oh, wow. Oh, shit, for real? I mean, it's only the tip of your finger, but still, like, you know, that'd be... Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking scary because it's like on top of doing a horrible job. Clearly his ego is such that like no one else can fucking do anything to fix whatever he fucked up, you know? You know what? I bet you that that's like a, he knows he's bad at what he does, and so he doesn't want anybody fucking catching it. He doesn't want to get in trouble. And he knows if you go see another doctor or some other doctor goes and takes a look at whatever he's done, he'd be fucked. I bet you that's what's going on there. That is pretty scary though. Well, I'm glad whoever that was is not the person my mom went to go see for her fucking medical shit. Let's see. Oh, did you ever play Borderlands? The game? Yeah, me neither. I played a little bit of the first one, and it was alright, but I mean, it's such an old game now that it's just not that great. But, the movie was pretty bad. From a perspective of, like, the action and the action choreography, the Borderlands movie was fun. Like, the action sequences were cool and like, that kind of shit. And, like, there were some pretty fun, like, one-liners and some jokes in there from, like, Jack Black and Kevin Hart and all that shit. But nothing had any weight to it, if that makes any sense. So, like, you know, a character in a movie or a show or whatever decides to do something that has emotional impact on the other people. there was nothing in here. Like, the acting was so fucking, like, I thought the acting was not terrible, but it was just so flat that, like, at one point Kevin Hart's character is like, no, I'll sacrifice myself so you guys can escape this horrible thing. Just go, guys, just go. And so everybody's like, oh, okay. And then they just fucking go, and there's almost no, like there's no consequences of it. And they're even, like, sort of like, oh, he'll be back, no worries. Like, and he comes back in the end too. And it's fucking dumb. It's just fucking dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. The main character, who was a middle-aged woman who looked awful. It looked like she stole somebody else's face and stretched it over her own. And she looked beautiful as Galadriel. I don't know what happened. I think it was the makeup. I think the makeup was just awful. But it made her look like a middle-aged, gross woman. And it was just like... I mean... Yeah, no, not really. Well, the thing that makes it tough to say that is Kevin Hart is just kind of naturally very funny. So, like, well, I mean, like, he talks funny, and he's, like, very animated when he does things. So even though he was kind of playing basically like an action character, like, he was doing, like, the typical action character, like, comedy stuff. Nothing super, like, comedic, but he wasn't really, like, a joke character. Like, he wasn't making, like, he wasn't there to deliver, like, funny lines and shit. He was actually there to be, like, an action person. Which was odd. And did not feel very, very well done. Because just, like, Kevin Hart's not really an action guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's a comedy guy. And whereas, like, in Kick-Ass 2, when you had Jim Carrey playing that sergeant guy, like, Jim Carrey actually came off as, like, a hardcore action guy in that movie. Kevin Hart can't do it. Or at least not with that script, I guess. But, I think they were all there to get a paycheck. What? Or have a conversation with somebody for half a second? That's so weird. Like, I'm bad with names. Like, I have a hard time remembering names, but, like, I don't need people to put on name tags to avoid a conversation. Mm-hmm. That's so weird. Yeah, I don't like that. That didn't sit well with me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have seen those commercials so many fucking times. Oh my god. Oh, they're hilarious. The RLM is great. Like everything they said was really really well said in that movie. Um, I enjoyed it because I didn't have high expectations from a video game movie, but I can understand why a lot of people were really pissed. I also never played the Borderland games other than a little bit of the first ones. Like you were asking if Claptrap was supposed to be obnoxious. Yeah, that was actually fairly accurate from the little bit that I saw Claptrap in the game. He's just fucking obnoxious, and you kind of want to kill him in the game. So it was like, and you can't. He's fucking immortal, and it's really irritating sometimes. Like you just want to fucking kill this robot because he's a smart mouth little prick. And it was like, yeah, that was pretty accurate. It's like I would say Jack Black was probably the best actor in the group, and he was just doing voice work for Claptrap. Yeah, I think they should have scrapped. What was her name that played the main character lady? I forget her name already. Kate Blanchett. I think they should have scrapped her. They should have scrapped her and put somebody like Daisy Ridley or somebody younger in that role, I think. It would have played better. It felt really weird to have this, like, woman that looked like she was in her 60s. Like, she looks super... she's not that old, but she looks super old in the film. Like, it's weird. The makeup and stuff. It's very unflattering. But she looks like 50, maybe... at least late 40s, early 50s. But she's doing all this hardcore action stuff, like doing rolls and dodging bullets and shit, which is kind of like whatever. Like action movies are weird. But God, it was so sad. Oh, she is 55 years old. So she looked her age, and it was like a 55-year-old woman playing an action hero. That's why it doesn't make any fucking sense. That's why I was saying it would have made more sense if it was like a younger character who should have been there, like Daisy Ridley. I don't say Daisy Ridley because she was in the Star Wars stuff, and as far as like the physical aspect of that role, she was fine. I think the writing had more to do with how awful that character was, more than her acting. Because they just wrote the character as a Mary Jane, and it was kind of dumb. Yeah. That was DEI. 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 They're trying to appeal to the market of middle-aged women for fucking video game movie. Which is dumb as shit. They should have put hot chicks in there. Yeah. Well, and I'm done seeing Schwarzenegger and fucking Chuck Norris and Stallone and all these dudes that are in their 60s doing action movies. I'm fucking done watching them in action films. Get some younger dudes in there. 60-year-old dude is not doing what these people are doing. Like, it's bullshit. I want to see, like, the 20-year-old, 30-year-old action guy. Way more than that. Like, what's his... I mean, the guy turned out to be a total douche nozzle, but the guy who was playing Reacher before he decided to just fucking shit all over his own career and kill it. Because he's the one that started going super woke shit. They started going woke shit on Reacher and stuff, but like the show itself was fine. He just decided on his own outside of the show to just do a bunch of woke shit and shit all over Trump, and it's like, you're fucking pissing your audience's face. Like, you dumb fuck. Like, I don't care what you think. Like, have your own opinion. That's totally, like, whatever, dude. Like, I don't care. Just keep it to your fucking self. Like, don't shit on your own fucking audience. Was Cate Blanchett the one that played the angel in what was that movie with Keanu Reeves? Oh God, Constantine. Because that was who. I'm looking it up right now. Tilda Swinton. So I think Tilda Swinton could have played a better fucking main role at 63 now than fucking Cate Blanchett could have. By anybody's stretch of any imagination. Oh, I thought they did a really good job of making that character look very unisexual. Like, it was, you couldn't really tell. Like, it was very ambiguously female. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, that would have been a better person to play Jamie Curtis's role, I think, because I think she's just a better actor. Tilda Swinton was just a better actor, and then I think Daisy Ridley should have played the main character, and they should have made the bunny girl just a little bit younger, and had somebody like who can act play that role instead of whoever it was that they got. I don't remember the girl's name, but she was kind of like, there was a lot of just standing around and looking blank, and it was kind of like, the fuck is going on? But there were like a lot of big reveals that happened in the movie that was funny. Like, so the main character, her mom died, and she was given to Jamie Lee Curtis to raise, and they're estranged. They hate each other. So, in the process of trying to save this girl and work with Kevin Hart, he's like, "Oh, we got to go talk to this person who's going to help us. You know, come with us." And they go in there, and it's Jamie Lee Curtis. And she's like, I fucking hate you, and walks away, and I can't do this. And then walks back in like a few minutes later without any conversation to change her mind, and just is like, I guess we're working together now. And you're like, fucking what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then eventually she shares with the other girl, and they both share like their stories, and they're both just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, our stories are sad. And then they just they're done, and that's it. And it's like, so all of the writing, all of like the dialogue and the bonding moments and like the moments of controversy and big reveals and surprises and stuff were just very underwhelming because none of the characters seemed to fucking care. You know, that's why I think everybody says the acting was bad, because the characters were just fucking, the acting was just, I guess it was the acting. I don't know if it was the acting or the directing though. You know what I mean? Because, like, all these people have been in other films where they acted very well. So I presumably they're capable of doing a better job. So either they phoned it in for the paycheck, or the director just had them fucking deliver terrible performances, and that's what he kept. So I don't know. Yeah. that could have been a really funny light horror film. Like the way that they'd done it right, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I would actually like to see the original screenplay. Yeah. Yeah, everybody was really unhappy with the movie, I guess. Game fans and non-game fans alike were all just like, oh, that was pretty terrible. No. So, it's just... But, honestly, like, people act like, act like it's a surprise, but it's like, it's a video game movie, they all suck. Like, there's a couple of good video game movies out there, like 2 or 3, but it's super rare that they're not shitty movies. You know what I mean? Like, game movies have always been shitty. Oh yeah, there's like, how many Borderlands games are there? Because I have all of them. I haven't played them. There's 3 Borderlands games so far. There's the first Borderlands, there's Borderlands 2, and then there's Borderlands the pre-sequel, which is Borderlands 3. But it takes place before the first one. So... But yeah, I'm sure given those 3 games, I guarantee there's more than enough storyline between those 3 games to make a whole movie out of. But why not? See, here's the thing. Why fucking not? Why not do exactly what the games did? That's what your built-in fan base wants. You literally have a fan base built in of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of fans of the game who just want to see you bring the story of the game to life. So the only things I feel you should change in the story of the game are those things that don't translate to film well. And then whatever you do to make it translate properly should still fit the spirit of what was done in the game, even if it's not. Sort of like how they had fucking what's her name on the Harry Potter set. And I don't think you read all the books or watched all the movies or whatever. Like, you weren't a fan. I'm a big fan. I enjoy this. I enjoy the books and I enjoy the movies, and it's imperceptible where there's issues where they changed stuff in the movies because J.K. Rowling was on set and changed things in a way that fit the story so that it didn't change, like, didn't take you out of what you had read. You know what I mean? So, like, it wasn't stuff that was jarring or stupid. Yeah, the only thing they left out was what should have been, like, technically, in my opinion, a 4th movie for Lord of the Rings. And that's the Return to the Shire. I think Return to the Shire deserved its own film. And up until that part of the movie where it starts to end, and it has like 20 fucking endings in a row that are each shittier than the last ending, the movies are great. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. It's so hard. Oh, yeah, and I'll watch those fucking movies again and again and again, I'm sure. But that ending is just where it breaks down. And it's like, well, thank God it's ending there, because, man, if it had kept going in that sort of vein, it could have ruined the whole fucking franchise for me. I would have preferred the 3 films and then an addendum of like a 90-minute film of Return to the Shire. I think that would have been the way to go. Oh, God, yes. It's one of the best parts of the books. Because it justifies the hobbits being involved in the whole thing. Because, like, up until then, you're just kind of like, why the fuck are the hobbits even there? Right? And then it really brings home to roost that, oh yeah, there was no safe place. Everyone was in danger. Everyone was being attacked. Everybody had to fight. Even the fucking hobbits had to learn how to fucking strap up. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Everybody got into the fight. Everybody was in danger. Everybody was at risk. And I thought that was a really good way to end the books in such a fun, like, you think all the crazy shit's over and you're back into the fucking excitement. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, doesn't Wormtongue say something like, you know, or no, he starts calling Wormtongue worthless or some shit? Or blaming him for the problems that they're having, and he's just like, fucking, you know what, Saruman? Fuck off. I'm done with this shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was freaking crazy. So much better than the way it ended. I thought the way it ended with Saruman was so dumb. He just gets kind of stabbed and thrown off the tower top, and it's just like typical bad guy end. All right, we're done. And it was like, come on, that could have been so much more exciting. No, I said in the movie. I said I didn't like the way it ended in the movie, where they just stabbed him and it was done, and it was like, oh, they could have been so much more exciting. Yep. Yeah, because he was locked in the tower, and Treebeard was keeping him in the tower, essentially. And they're all like, fucking asshole. No, he fucking wasn't. Like, yeah, he couldn't hurt you. Well, oh yeah, yeah. They were looking at like, hey, my forest is going to be fine. Everything's cool. I'm done. That's all that matters. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Big fucking man. The big man. I like that it was like a sort of weirdly insulting thing, like they're the big men, like fucking big men. Anyway, oh god, so Stephen Colbert on his show was interviewing some pile of shit from CNN and had mentioned how like, well, I know you guys are just unbiased over there, and the whole audience just goes, just all start fucking laughing. And she's like, was that supposed to be a joke? And he's like, well, no, it wasn't, but I guess it is now. And you can tell they're both kind of pissed. That was fucking funny. It'd be like calling Fox fucking objective. It's like, no, these are the two biggest left and right wing news sources on the fucking planet, and they're super fucking biased. Oh, is it? Okay, whatever. But they're like the two fucking major left and right wing sides, whatever. Like they're super fucking yeah biased, and everybody can tell. Everybody's aware of it, and that's why a lot of people go to them. Is because they're there's a lot of people out there that are dumb enough to buy into the like this is my side. They're always going to be right thing. So that just fucking feeds into the retard, that little retard brain center. And you're like, you watch your Fox News or your CNN, and you're like, nah, everything's perfect from my side. My side can't do no wrong. You know? Weird. Oh yeah, no, there's no question. You don't glue paper over the windows to block the audience and then start pulling shit from under tables if you're not rigging an election. That's not a normal fucking thing to do. That's ridiculous. You don't lie about flooding in a building and be like, no, the pipes burst. It's all flooded. Go away. All the press goes, and then you start pulling fucking votes out from under the table, and people start bringing fucking wagons full of fucking fake votes in the middle of the night. Like, fucking, come on. We all know that was rigged. It's like we all knew it was rigged when it was George Bush Jr. winning both times. Like the first one was rigged in Florida. His fucking brother gave him the election, and another one was rigged in another state that one of his fucking relatives was in. It's like, yeah, George Bush Jr. was rigged too. Like, it's not like, you know, it's not like I'm going to pretend it's just one side. Well, he makes up a shit ton of research. I don't know that he finds any real research. You know what I mean? He finds shit and then he claims it's legitimate, but it's just something that somebody wrote. There's no actual like material behind it. Dude, if somebody was a fan of mine, if I was like a famous person, whatever, and there was some thing about some fan who died and it was terrible, or it somehow caught the attention of a bunch of people, and that fan happened to be like a hardcore Democrat, I'm not going to shit on him. That's wrong, dude. It's not necessary. Like, it's unnecessary entirely. You're not, like, there's no reason for that. I don't understand. No, that's too weird. No. I've never heard of that, but whatever. You know, like. Oh, yeah. New jargon for shit that's already, like, got words for it. Like, everybody understands already. Yeah. You know, we call it a little early. That's not a big deal. I've had to call it early a couple times. To be fair, I didn't really get a lot of sleep last night, so it's not gonna be like heartbreaking for me. Oh, there was a couple of funny things here. Let's see. There's an arbitration agreement in if you sign up for Disney's streaming service, and they're trying to claim that counts for like something that happened in one of their parks or some shit. And I'm like, Oh, yeah, yeah, one of the restaurants where they serve. Yeah, but it was something that happened in a park, I'm saying. It's not related to the streaming service at all. And they were trying to claim that indemnified them from a lawsuit. And it's like, nah, that's not how that works. I think arbitration needs to be ended. We should put arbitration completely done. No more arbitration. You know what I mean? I genuinely think that it is a poison pill. There is no benefit to us, the people. The only thing arbitration benefits at all is fucking corporations. Yeah, it's always going to be in the company's favor because they're the ones that hire these companies, and it's ridiculous. It's like insurance companies should never be in charge of medical decisions. You know, like it should never be up to a medical insurance, a workman's comp insurance, a disability insurance company. They should never be the ones that have the final say, or any say at all, on medical treatment of what you get as far as medical treatment and testing. That should all be completely up to the doctor and no one else. Like, that's it. Yeah, so like, get rid of arbitration, get rid of insurance companies being able to dictate anything. It's getting ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's obviously a fucking dodge. It's no bueno. Let's see. I thought it was funny that Brandon Herrera's AK-50 I thought it was funny that I thought it was funny that Brandon Herrera's AK-50 ended up in Call of Duty. Like, so yeah, so he made a you know, because there's like the AK whatever it is, the AK that's super popular, AK-40, 47. So he made a 50 caliber one version of that, where you can like take a regular AK-47 and switch out everything to make a magazine-fed repeating 50 caliber rifle, which is insane. But they put it in Call of Duty. Huh? So yeah, if you go... Yeah. But Call of Duty put an AK-50 in their game shortly after he made it. And it looks exactly like the AK-50 he made, except for like the clip. And his response, I thought, was perfect. He was like, I don't care. I'm flattered. He's like, for all the people that think I should sue them, why? They clearly did enough difference that any lawyer would have an easy time saying, well, it's changed enough that it's fair use. He's like, and I don't even, like, just because they made a gun in a game doesn't take away from what I did. So, like, why would I even want to sue them in the first place? Like, he made a modification for a gun that he can sell. People can still go out and buy it. The fact that it's in Call of Duty isn't going to change anything. Like, if anything, it might get him more customers. And then, so he not only did he put out a video talking about it and saying that, he also did a bunch of gameplay. So he's like, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I played it. It was fun. So I gotta say, smart fucking move on his part. Oh, that teen flash mob in 7-Eleven really pissed me off. Like, I genuinely think when these flash mobs happen, whoever is, like, working in the store or the owner of the store should have every right to just open fire and kill as many as they can. When they get flash mobbed like that, I think there's no reason to not just kill everybody in the store. I think they should get $50 for everyone they kill that they can avoid having to have a trial for. Oh, flash mobs flash mobs that go and have everybody staring at a fucking washing machine and like a big, 100 people come and stare at washing machines and eat bananas at the same time. Like, that's fucking funny. I get it. That's hilarious. I love flash mobs. I've seen when they first started up. I enjoyed the hell out of them. I thought they were funny when it was everybody going to Home Depot wearing clothes that look similar to the people that work there, so it looks like there's a million fucking employees and none of them are employees. That was fucking hilarious. Yeah, stuff like that, exactly. That shit's fucking hilarious. But going in and robbing a place, destroying a business? Fuck those people. Oh yeah, crazy, isn't it? I I believe there's very specific rules over like what has to be handmade and what can be bought and how it has to be put together and stuff. But I believe there's also alternate contests for if you just want to buy a costume. So I'm fairly certain you could buy your costume, you just can't enter the same contest as the people that make their own. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Any sort of competition, people will cheat in. That's why it's like when I played Sea of Thieves, there were cheaters in Sea of Thieves. Granted, out of like the couple of years I played, I saw 2 or maybe 3 total. Like, there weren't common. It was extremely rare that you would run into anybody with any kind of cheat. Um, but it still happened because there was some level of competition. It's like right now in the Olympics, the Chinese they're the Chinese have done like constant, what do you call it, like doping of their athletes and stuff. Like, they're absolutely cheating and have been cheating for like the entire Olympics with all of their fucking athletes. And that's why they're pissy about everybody getting tested. It's like, if there's any competition, somebody out there is going to fucking cheat. It's sad but true. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's mind-blowing. Wow, shocker. They should be so fucking proud of themselves. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sad. Fucking pathetic. Uh, in good news, Dalton, home of the super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, They've indicted the police chief on several charges. Like, I think it's like half a dozen or something. So he's probably going to go to prison. And I doubt he's going to go alone. I doubt he's not going to give somebody up for better treatment. So, the gears of justice have turned awfully slow. But it looks like they're actually coming to fruition now. And Tiffany may not have long before she's arrested and put in jail. Like, until after the next mayor was put in place and could start actually getting to all the stuff that's going on. Like, getting all the information that they need. Yeah, I don't know that they're going to necessarily put her in jail until after the next mayor is in place. I think instead of putting Tiffany Henyard in prison, I think she should have to live in the local jail in that town, if they have one. And then all day long, she should have to spend cleaning up and fucking polishing street signs and picking up litter. And everybody in town should be able to throw shit at her that's not like tomatoes and fruit and vegetables. That she just, for the rest of her fucking life, until she's paid back all that money's worth of labor, which she'd never be able to do. Yeah. $12. 12 hours, I think, is fair. 12 hours with an hour-long lunch break in the middle. I'm a nice guy. Yeah, I think she'll just end up doing prison, but that, yeah. Oh, fucking CoffeeZilla got scammed. You saw that? Yeah, his lawsuit insurance turned out to be fake. They fucked him over. He better sue the shit out of his fucking the insurance broker, though. Because they should have read that entire fucking contract. This whole, we don't regularly read the contracts thing? What the fuck do you mean you don't regularly read the contracts? That's why he pays you. Yeah, if he's smart, he'll sue the shit out of his insurance broker and his fucking attorney. Because those are the two people who he pays to do that for him. To fucking read those contracts. It was a different company. So it's a different company. No. So the original policy was through a different company. They covered him. He ended up having to use it for something, and then they raised the rates really high, and then turned around and said, yeah, we're not going to cover you anymore. And so he had to go find another insurance company, and he was almost out of his policy. And this other company was like, oh, we'll do it for super cheap. And the insurance broker said, yeah, it's all good. We everything's what we need. So let's do that. And they just didn't bother to read the pages. And it's like, well, then what's he paying for? Yeah, pretty much. All right, so if you're all right, have a good one, man. Talk to you next week.